Hi everyone. This week we are going to add one more step to our equations. 2 weeks ago we combined like terms to solve equations. Last week we used distributive property to solve equations. This week we're going to combine both distributive property and combining like terms with equations. So I'm going to show you 5 examples today. Let's look at example 1 together. As always, let's separate the two sides of the equation right through the equal sign. If I look at my left side here, there's a lot I can simplify before taking anything over to the other side. So the first thing I want to do is use distributive property to simplify. So I'm going to take my 2 times x and my 2 times a negative or minus 3. So I know 2 times x is just 2x. 2 times a negative 3 is a negative 6 plus 2 equals 14. Okay? So right now I have 2x on my left side. I don't really have any other x's on this side to combine with, but I do have this minus 6 and this plus 2. Both just numbers. We consider numbers by themselves constants that we can combine. Now you're not going to see many of these, but I did want to show you one example. If there is a minus sign before this 6, it becomes a negative 6. So I have a negative 6 plus 2. If you plug that in your calculator, remember that's going to be a negative 4. So just be careful there. So I'm going to have 2x. These combine to be a negative or minus 4, same thing, equals 14. Now I just have my regular old two-step equation that we've been doing. So I want to add or subtract first. So I'm going to add 4 to both sides. My 4's will cancel. I'm left with 2x equals 14 plus 4 is 18. And then I just divide by 2 on each side. The 2's will cancel. X equals 18 divided by 2 is 9. Okay, that's the only example I'm going to show you with a negative. Everything you're going to be expected to do is going to have all positives, but I just wanted to give you one example. Let's look at example 2. I have 3x plus 4 plus 3 equals 18. Again, I'm going to separate the two sides of the equation. I'm going to look to this left side and simplify anything I can. First thing I want to do is distributive property. So I have 3 times x is 3x, and 3 times a positive 4 is just a positive 12. I'm going to bring down my plus 3 equals 18. Okay? I only have one x, so I'm going to leave that alone, but I can combine my 12 and my 3. 12 plus 3 would just give me 15. So now I have 3x plus 15 equals 18. Again, I have a two-step equation. I'm going to subtract 15 on each side. My 15s will cancel. I'm left with 3x equals 18 minus 15 is 3. And the only thing left to do is divide by 3 on each side. The 3's cancel, and I'm left with x equals 1. Okay, let's look at a third example. I have 5x plus 3 plus 5 equals 25. Again, I'm going to separate. I'm going to look to the left side and simplify. 5 times x, 5 times a positive 3. 5 times x is 5x. 5 times 3 is plus 15. I bring down my plus 5 equals 25. Okay? Just one x on this side, but I can combine my 15 plus 5 to get 20. I have 5x plus 20 equals 25. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and subtract the 20 on each side. The 20s will cancel. I'm left with 5x on this side equals 25 minus 20 is 5. Last step is divide by 5. 5s will cancel here. X equals 5 divided by 5 is 1 again. Okay, let's look at 2 more examples together. Here I have 2 times y plus 1 plus 6 equals 10. I'm going to separate the 2 sides of the equation. I'm going to use distributive property on the left. 2 times y, 2 times a positive 1. So I have 2 times y is 2y, 2 times 1 is 2. So my plus 2, I'm going to bring down my plus 6 equals 10. Okay, so I only have one y on the left side, but I can combine my plus 2 and my plus 6 here. So I have 2y, 2 plus 6 is 8, equals 10. Okay, again, I'm just trying to get y by itself, so I'm going to do the opposite and subtract 8 on both sides. I'm left with 2y on the left equals 10 minus 8 equals 2 on my right. My last step is to get y by itself, so I'm going to divide by 2, divide by 2. The 2's will cancel. Y equals 2 divided by 2 is 1. Okay, let's look at one last example here. I have 4, y plus 2 plus 5 equals 25. Again, I'm going to separate. I'm going to simplify the left side. I'm going to use distributive property here. 4 times y is 4y. 4 times a positive 2 or a plus 2 is just 8, so plus 8. Bring down my plus 5 equals 25. So I'm left with, I have my 4y here. I can combine my 8 plus 5. So right now I have 4y plus 13 equals 25. I'm going to subtract 13 on both sides. 13's will cancel. I'm left with 4y here equals 25 minus 13 is going to give me 12. Okay. Last step is to divide by 4 on each side. My 4's will cancel. Y equals 12 divided by 4 is 3. Okay, so there's 5 examples for you. You'll do 1 or 2 sample problems worked out in the Nearpod, and then there's a little game called Time to Climb. It is timed. I gave you the maximum time of 1 minute and 30 seconds. If you do not get it in that amount of time, please do not worry. Just try to work out the problems and do the best that you can. And then there is a Google form this week. If you need me, just email me any questions. We can also do a Zoom session together if you'd like. Good luck.